This is Friday, October the 17th, 2025. Current time is 9:07 in the a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I did not make a video on the SPY last night, but I did make a comment in my own video from the night prior. What I had, I was going to go over here. What I had, and it's showing out to be pretty damn accurate. I did not turn on the computer this morning. Got other responsibilities. If I could have traded that this morning, then that would have been more obvious, trade to get into. Bottom average daily range was at 653.77. What the math showed up for last night was potential support was 652.65. The low of the day was 651.41. That was at 3:36 in the morning. What I would have been looking for, hopefully, is I would have been hoping that it would have broken out above the ATR trying to stop this level here that kind of like slopes down. Whenever it broke out from right here, and then it made support here at the ATR trying to stop, this is really super common also. And he was already at -3 deviation from the anchored VWAP on the day, so that's all showing signs that algorithms are going to be buying it anyway. And then the math that algorithms also use would have been at this cyan blue level here from last night, and they would have started purchasing right there. Let's zoom in even further if I can. The thing that sucks about pre-market is you can't hardly see the volume. Even at the low of the day, like there's no volume there. There was 558 shares traded at that time. But then whenever it did pop up, you had massive sell volume, but that was like a ghost wick candle too. That's a high jump in a short period of time. That's kind of sucks to have that heavy of a spike. But then right here at 406, you have nothing but buy volume, and that was heavier than the previous one. That would have got me excited because that can carry over for pretty good ways. At 411, nothing but buy volume. At 420, nothing but buy volume. All that would have got me excited, I think, or at least been thinking like, it can possibly go. That's what I would have been thinking anyway. But that don't seem like a whole lot, but I did the math when I go. If you got in at the cyan blue level and held till 661 for the SP 500 futures, for one contract, that's $4,000 in one contract that you could have made or lost potentially. But my make it or break it level would have been like this cyan blue level here, because that's the math I came up with, and it's already below the -3 deviation. If it happened to start to slip much further down than that, after all that buy volume, then I would have been more concerned. And even if it went down and tagged, it wouldn't be perfect, or more perfect anyway, would have been if it, there's other variables, but if it came down and tagged that perfectly, then bounced off of it, then really started running, that's when I would have got really super excited. And if I had the ability, I would have kept on buying more and more and more contracts. As of right now, gravitational point still this yellow level here. That's also the volume weighted average price or close to it. Can't remember which. I think it. Yeah, that's volume weighted average price. Okay. Anyway, sorry, it's 664. As gravitational point, you're at 660.56 right now. And what the math was showing for me that many algorithms need to exit from is 675.46, but also from last week, what I thought could be more resistance was 671.65. Some algorithms keep that number like there for whenever it does tag that and they sell. That doesn't always make resistance from the week prior, but it will be more of a difficult stepping stone to get over for today, if that makes any sense, because it still hasn't tagged it yet. But if it happens to get up there and then that makes support, then your next level up is 675.46. That's what the math shows anyway. And right now it's showing up as, well, she just wanted to turn a little bit. What she was showing up is mostly bullish still. And the way I view it too, no reason to have 3 different colors on my candlesticks is because you're going to see momentum in either direction. If you see nothing but red and yellow, then you're going to consider it being mostly bearish. And whenever you see green, that one's a doji, that one's actually perfect time to actually get in right here. But usually what happens is it'll open up at 660.15, then it'll drop down to 659.92, and then there aren't algorithms that pick it up on the 9-moving average. That's why I have 9-moving average there too. But as long as it maintains above the 9-moving average, you can consider it being bullish still. As long as it tags down to it, then goes up to it. I'll show you right now. And I also have this other indicator up here that shows the actual price, the bid and ask, because the candle doesn't actually, the wick doesn't follow it correctly in real time. It doesn't do it, so I have the bid and ask price here. That's why I have that there. But as long as it continues to stay above the 9-moving average, then you can consider it being bullish still. That was a doji right there 3 candles ago, or almost, so it might be trying to pull back some, and it's showing up as being sell volume, and there's a red candle breaking down below the 9-moving average. The price is down below, then you'll see more sell volume or sell pressure. You'll see it go more rapidly sometimes, especially when that happens. But that's in real time, why I have what I have up there and how I read the chart. I would have been wanting to exit a position if I, had a real tight position. If I was been in it for a minute, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But you can always sell or go flat up here, and then if it does drop back down, then you can buy again, and you missed out on that much loss anyway. That's what my thinking would be, and it's still showing up as bearish right now. And it's all sell volume on that last candle and outpaced the previous 2. So it takes more algorithms picking it up, and then the next price level to pick it up at, for me, it would be 658.35. If it happened to come down to there, then and then see buy volume coming in, then you can buy it up there, etc., etc., etc. Or some bitches might go sideways until market open, which is in about 15 minutes, 14 and a half more minutes. So that's always more of a hit or miss. The only time, if it's at 9:30, if I could sit down here, I already had the kid dropped off to school, and then didn't have to go anywhere else today, and if the price is already at 652, 65 before market open, I'd be tickled pink right now. I really, really would, because I'd be ready to trade. But it's near 664, more than likely sometime today. At least statistically, it'll gravitate up towards that, or at least 662.47. That's your line weighted average price right now. That's one that everybody sees. The math I do, hardly anybody has that, but algorithms definitely have it. Well, that's pretty much the gist of it. For me, right now, it's not. That's mostly choppy sideways, but it's easy to read at the time. Though you can see how I read it, and then I'd be less excited about getting into long position right now just because it's showing up as being bearish in this moment. And you can see the prior action also. That's choppy sideways, and you get a breakout, and it's just hesitation. But got 13 minutes till market open. We'll see what happens today, but I gotta go here in a little bit anyway. Alright, hope you're happy, healthy, and well. Goodbye.